Hey, this weekend marks a major milestone for Grand Lake's creative community. The Grand Spirit Makerspace, a building that aims to give artisans and beginners a space to learn and create, is finally opening up after years of work. That opening, by the way, set for this Saturday.
Now, lots of local creators will be teaching classes there, including Matt Paisley. He is a fourth-generation woodworker and cobbler with more than 15 years of experience. He also is the shop teacher for Thunder Ridge High School. But after years of questions from adults who want to take his classes, Matt's trading the classroom for the summer for the mountains to teach adults the antithesis of fast fashion through sandal making. He's joining us now. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So we live in just buy it now kind of society. Talk about why you're teaching cobbling and why so many people are moving away from actually, just buying new things and instead fixing their stuff.
Well, people want to fix things. They want to know how to make things better and do it themselves instead of throwing it in a trash can. And so I teach kids and adults how to do that, whether it's sewing or fixing and making sandals, rebuilding shoes, boots. So that's why people just want to make things better.
Yeah.
We needed this segment do you remember about a week ago during that May snowstorm when Jaden was out there covering this and his shoe broke?
Oh yeah, one of his many fashion problems.
He needed a fixed shoe that morning for sure. Let's talk, you've brought a lot of stuff with you here this morning, Matt. Tell me about some of them.
So these are things that the kids have done actually. So this is the inside of a shoe. This is an Allen Edmonds shoe from Wisconsin. And the kids in the cobbling class are taught how to strip those shoes and boots down. Grand Lake is a big western place, so we have a lot of boot work that's done up there, leather work. And the kids learn how to strip the boots down and then resole them. This is what's called a jerk needle, and all the children are taught how to re-welt shoes and boots. And then on the top of that, they'll put soles and heels. And this is really cool. I was showing Corey this. One of my girls named Sophie painted that and resoled the tennis shoes. So people don't think you can do tennis shoes too, but you can resole tennis shoes and hiking boots too.
You spend so much money on shoes, right? Some shoes are so expensive, it makes sense to keep them alive as long as you can. Yes,
and maybe that's why you buy leather or something like that, where you can really work on them for many years to come. You teach these skills to high schoolers. It sounds like they have responded in such a positive way of repairing shoes versus just replacing them.
It's a big deal. We have 24 spots each year, and I had 45 kids sign up for this next class. So last year was the first class that we offered, and now we're in our second class. And so these kids are moving back and forth between wood shop, welding, and cobbling and construction. And so the kids are really, it's all about hands-on equipment and hands-on work.
Just showed one of the kids right there on your screen. So we just mentioned a moment ago that you've got this brand new local space dedicated to creativity and makers like yourself opening up on Saturday. How does it make you feel to have a space like this right here in Colorado?
It's so exciting. I mean, Grand Lake is such a special place, and for them to build this facility and now staff it with all these great teachers that are going to be up there. I'm going to be up there in the summer, but there's all sorts of other teachers that are going to teach other subjects like woodworking, bowl turning, silversmithing, leather tooling, very Western things that are going to be up there in Grand Lake. So this represents a lot of work. You'll see pictures of all the sewing machines, all the stitchers. These are things that a normal person wouldn't have access to. So this is not just for tourists, but it's also for locals to come in and use that equipment, fix their tack, their saddles, all those things can be done with these giant stitchers. You'll see the tables, there's a stitcher, it's called a curved needle stitcher. These are things that have been locked away, in a cobbler shop, and people don't have access to them. And now we're opening all that up to people to teach them how to do these things. Some people want their shoes or boots repaired, but they can come up and do it themselves. I'll teach them how to do that, and that's part of the process.
So if someone is watching right now and they want to be more mindful about their clothes and their shoes and reusing, maybe you want to be more mindful and learn more about cobbling, what would you say to them?
Well, I would tell them to learn the shoes or boots that they're buying. There's something called Goodyear welted construction, and those are very serviceable. Some things are less serviceable, things that are glued in cement construction. So when you go buy at a certain price point, people want to buy really cheap shoes and boots, and those end up getting thrown away in a trash can. If you spend a little more initially, you can service those shoes and boots like for life.
Wow.
And so we do all sorts of boots. I just did a pair of combat boots from Vietnam.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, so people, also it's important to learn how to take care of the leather. so that the leather remains supple and can be serviced over the years.
Matt, your passion for this is quite obvious. We definitely appreciate you coming out this morning.
Thank you.
We also want to let our viewers know how you can find out more information about this. So if you want to learn more about Matt's classes, any of those great offerings that are coming up at this new market space, you can check out grandlakecreativedistrict.org, or if you want to get more specific, how about this? grandlakecreativedistrict.org/events.
I love it. Thunder Ridge High School, very
Yep.
lucky to have you.
Yep. Thank
Big
you.
time. That is very cool. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
me.
it.